Hey everyone, it's Lynette and this is my December wrap-up. So I think this is the first video that I've actually filmed in 2018, so if I haven't said it already, Happy New Year. Other videos that I had posted, I actually filmed last year, a couple weeks ago in December, and posted them this month, so I think this is actually the first video I'm doing this year. So this is my December wrap-up video, which I didn't read a ton in December because, like I said, I started the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I still plan on continuing that series into January, so this is sort of my January TBR as well, because I know that video will be probably a short one since the only thing I'm really talking about is Throne of Glass, so that's basically my plan for this month. I am on Airfire right now, which I am completely in love with. I absolutely devoured Crown of Midnight. I loved that book so much. It developed the story so much further. The characters are so much more complex now, and the story has deepened, and I'm insanely in love with this series. Airfire, I want to say it's starting out a little bit slow. I don't really like Selena being away from, the usual characters of Dorian and Kale, so I'm sort of easing my way into it. I might pick up a few quicker reads, not another series, but a few quicker reads that I can get through really fast while I'm reading it, because it's the lengthiest one so far. I think it's going to take me probably the rest of this month to get through, so I do want to do a few more books this month and read a few more books this month, so this is not the only book that I read, but that's what my plan is right now. As you can see, we are in front of my brand new bookshelves. I've moved all my books upstairs now and displayed them on my beautiful new shelves. I was in desperate need of some new shelves. The ones that I had before were just too small and didn't hold all the books that I had. And as you can see, I feel like I have no books now because they're all spread out on these two big beautiful shelves I got from IKEA. So obviously I need to buy more books because these shelves need to be filled up. The first book I read in the month of December is A Short History of the Girl Next Door by Jared Reck. I talked about this book in another video. I said that I absolutely bawled my eyes out at this book. I loved it so much. This book, it was so funny, I thought. There were some characters like the English teacher that some of his stuff I just laughed out loud at, and it was just really a beautiful story. I don't often read contemporary, but when I do, I like to be impressed. I like to be moved. I like it to be a quick, fast read, which this one definitely was. It took no time at all. I think there's only like 200 pages or so in this book, but it was excellent. And I plan on doing hopefully a video about it because I do think it was that good that it deserves a whole video to talk about it. So if you're interested in this book, stay tuned and I will probably do a whole review video. If you're interested in seeing that, just leave a comment down below. The next book I read in the month of December, actually the rest of the books I read in the month of December are all by Sarah J. Maas, but the next one I read was the conclusion to A Court of Thorns and Roses, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin. I mentioned this too in another video, but this was my favorite of the three. I do have a full review video that does have some spoilers in it, so if you haven't read the series, be wary of that. I do have a warning in the video for you to turn off the video if you haven't watched it already, but the beginning of the video is completely safe for you to watch. But I do have a full video reviewing all three books. I thought all three of them were excellent. I believe I gave all three of them 5 stars. But this was a great book. It's a great series. It's a beautiful series. So if you haven't read anything by Sarah J. Maas, I recommend that you pick this one up. I don't necessarily say it was a short read or a short series, but it is shorter than Throne of Glass, which has like 7 books in it now. But the first novella of this book is coming out in May. I believe May 1st is when A Court of Frost and Starlight comes out. So if you want to pick this series up and finish it before May, I think that is completely doable. And of course, the other 2 books that I finished in the month of December was Throne of Glass, which is the first novel in the Throne of Glass series, and A Crown of Midnight, which my dog ate the cover of my new book, so I'm gonna have to get this again so I can have the cover. But these were great books. This is a great series. Like I said, I think I gave 4 stars to Throne of Glass. I liked it. There were some things that I didn't like. I do have a full review that I wrote about it on my blog, which is novelsandhops.wordpress.com. So you can check that out if you want to know my thoughts on the first book. The second book I liked so much better. I thought it was brilliant. The ending was just so fast-paced, so plot-driven. I just really enjoyed it. I really highly enjoyed it. This is my favorite so far of the 2. Like I said, I'm on Airfire right now, which is moving a little bit slower, but that's expected because it is bigger than the first 2, exponentially bigger than the first 2. So that is it for my quick little December wrap-up. I think this is going to be the last wrap-up I do because I want to start doing favorites videos. So at the end of the month, I'll talk about all the books that I read that month, which ones were my favorite, and then throw in a few other favorites of mine. I have favorite products that I use, favorite movies, favorite TV shows. So I just want to do like a complete favorites video. Of course, I will talk about the books first, so if you're just here for books, you can watch that video and turn it off and not watch the rest of it. But I think that's so much more exciting than doing just short little wrap-up videos. So that's what I'll do at the end of January for my wrap-up video. I'll switch it to my favorites video, so stay tuned for that. But that is it for my last wrap-up ever. Stay tuned at the end of the month for my January favorites to find out what I've read, what I've watched, what I loved, and what I might not have loved so much. So I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.